Like, hey, get all these white motherfuckers up out of here, man. The niggas in the building.
Shut it down.
A real niggas in this motherfucker.
Can black people be racist? This seems like a simple question. Should give a simple answer. But as your ambassador, I am here to tell you, you're a biracial ambassador. I am here to tell you that it's not that simple. See, racism is not black and white. There are some gray areas, and we're going to get right into it. Can black people be racist?
Guys, we should go check it out. Guys.
They go. They not investigating nothing. So y'all see that, right? White reaction versus black reaction.
Yeah, he a white bald guy. Mama called a lawyer.
What the license and registration, sir?
Why?
License and registration.
I got it, but I ain't reaching for it.
You know why I pulled you over?
No.
You were going 50 and a 30.
So?
Keep your hands on the steering wheel.
Stay on the steering wheel.
Step out of the car, sir. Smoke with me. Step out of the car, sir.
No. I will when you get your hand off your waistline.
Just step out the car, sir. We can get you out of here.
Fucking bullshit.
Come on, let's go, sir.
Just let me get my hands off the steering wheel, man. All this ain't necessary.
Get your ass.
I'm calling my manager. I'm calling
How's your
my
day
lawyer.
going, sir? How are you doing today?
You want these fucking hands? Come on, bro. Come on. You
Sir,
wouldn't be doing
out the car.
it if I was a white man.
Get your ass up.
Come on, hey, bro. Come on.
This is wild.
Man. You're gonna have your job by the morning. This is not acceptable.
Sir, do you have your ID on you, sir?
Have your job by the morning.
Any drugs in the car?
So what is the point of showing this? What I'm trying to get you guys to see is racism is not black and white. Nothing in life really is black and white, honestly. So we have two races, white and black. We have the same scenario. They hear a noise, yet they act different. They get pulled over, yet the experiences are different. Something that's the same, but yet has different responses. Well, that's the same thing with racism. When a black person does something what you would call racist versus when a white person does something that is racist, there are two different reactions. Now you may be saying, well, it's still racist. Well, we're going to kind of get into that before I truly give you my thoughts on black people being racist. So you got to ask yourself, why is it that black people have this type of attitude towards police officers? They don't like to give them information. You know, they feel like they have to rehearse when they get pulled over. They feel very uncomfortable. It's a very stressful situation. Why is this? It's because there's a history that goes behind the relationships with black people in America and police officers. And that's what we're going to get into right now.
Back then, Apex Police Chief Sam Bagwell acted with near impunity to carry out racist attacks. His brutality was well documented by news outlets of the time, but he escaped most punishment because he was, as the Carolina Times put it, a valuable asset to the average southern town. His job, quote, to keep Negroes in their place.
He was a mean man now. He ain't mean raised by him.
One November Tuesday in 1952, Bagwell arrested Lynn Council, claiming he was a suspect in an unsolved convenience store robbery. Council would not admit to a crime he says he did not commit. Lynn recalls Bagwell became more and more frustrated by his denial.
He hit me, slapped me off my stool.
Apex town historian Toby Hollenman says then Council was taken to Wake County for more interrogation. The next day, a trial.
There's a tree.
At which time it
already know where this
appears
is going.
he pled not guilty because he wasn't guilty.
The next morning, two of Bagwell's sheriff deputies took Lynn and the other 7 suspects into their police cars. They drove 10 miles into the country to what's now a 2-lane highway near a suburban neighborhood. Council says he was led underneath this tree, where a noose was looped around his neck.
And then they got on the other end of the rope and pulled it, so they pulled his feet off the ground.
I thought myself, I said, they gonna keep me out in the wood, do me and leave me down here.
After a minute hanging off the ground,
And it dropped me down. Yeah.
So when you have this type of things happening within the black community as a normal thing, see, white people don't experience these things. They don't understand it. So police to them, it's like a regular day. But for black people, it is not a regular day. So there's going to be a different reaction. So when you look at a police being pulled over, a different reaction. When you hear a noise outside, a different reaction. Why? Because the perspectives and the experiences are different. So when you're asking a black person versus a white person, can you be racist? It's going to be different because the perspectives are different. Let's give you another example. One more example.
Hey, what was that? Sounds like a dog bark. Oh my God, look over there, guys. It's a beautiful pit bull. Jesus Christ, what a beauty. He's so beautiful, isn't he? No, come here, doggy. Come here, doggy. What the hell was that? He sounded like a dog. Oh shit, a pit bull.
They go.
Hey, buddy, where'd you come from?
I'm playing with them dogs.
Are you lost? Yeah, where's your owner? I'm petting him. He's a feisty one, isn't he? Okay.
They're not playing, they out. So you see, same situation, a stray dog. White people react one way, black people react another way. Now again, just for disclaimer, I'm not saying all white people and I'm not saying all black people, but for the majority of our experiences, this is usually how it goes. And that's why there's so much comedy around it, because it's actually happening. But why is it that black people are responding to a dog barking and coming their direction, but then white people respond a certain way when a dog is coming to their direction? Well, I'm here to tell you, it's the same thing as the idea of can a black person be racist or can a white person be racist? It's the same idea. The experiences are different, thus the perspective will be different. So when you're asking a black person, can you be racist? It is not the same way as asking a white person, can they be racist? This is two different things, just like we're going to get into right now with dogs.
You've got to keep the white and the black separate.
The next day, the young people burst out the doors of 16th Street Baptist Church. And now Bull Connor has lost it. And he deploys the hoses and the dogs, and that is the turning point.
The hoses and the dogs. Y'all hear that? The dogs.
Awful to see an adult hosed down or attacked by a dog or beaten with a baton. It's a completely different thing to see a 9-year-old hosed down, and really a 9-year-old who doesn't comprehend. That is a powerful message that gets sent out to the world, and it's one, unsurprisingly, that the world reacts to in horror, in shame, and in re-engagement with these movements.
This is a history.
Those images, they are seared into the nation's brain.
Did you hear what they say? They're seared in the nation's brain. But see, white people, not all, but some of them feel, I didn't do it, so it's not me. But what you don't understand is these things are perpetually passed on. We pass them on to our children. Listen, look when this was. These people are still alive. Listen, when the police pull you over, be careful, okay? Why? Because someone pulled me out in the woods and tried to hang me. Oh, if you see a dog coming, don't play with them dogs. Them dogs don't play. Why? Because 9-year-olds was getting bit up by dogs because they were peacefully protesting for their rights. So see, these type of things are imprinted on people's minds, and then it is passed down. So when you ask a question like, can a black person be racist? It is not the same thing as asking a white person, can they be racist? The perspectives are totally different. You just can't use one definition, which just means discrimination. And that's it. That's not how this works. And the dog is an example. White people see a dog, he's friendly. Black people see a dog, fear, run, escape. Dogs have been used historically to attack black people during peaceful movements. They were used to track slaves down when they tried to escape. Dogs have always been used in that form. So Why do you think black people feel uncomfortable the way that when they're interacting with stray dogs? They don't feel comfortable like, oh my goodness, they're so cute. No, there is something attached to it. So that's why it's important that when we're asking these questions, you have to realize, who am I talking to? You have to realize, what is this person's perspective? And because I'm black and white, I'm able to, growing up with a white mom and a black dad, I was able to be around same situations and was able to experience two different reactions. And it wasn't until I got older and had my own experiences and started seeing certain things take place, I started realizing, oh my goodness, this is why this is
Hold on,
happening.
I'm not done. Black people cannot be racist towards white people. What? Who comes up with these things? Racism is discrimination and prejudice. Do you know the definition of racism? So maybe most of you don't do the systemic racism, but you do the individual racism. When you tell a white woman not to braid her hair, what do you call that? Show of love? No, it is racism. Racism is on both sides of the aisle. People in every culture can be racist. Okay? Mexican, Indians, black, Africans, name it. But we all have to stop the racism. Listen to
Now, I want to make it very clear. I am not telling people to discriminate against anyone or to treat anyone a certain way because of their skin complexion or because where they come from, right? We should honestly be treating people based off of their character and character alone. But that's not the world that we live in, obviously. Now, what was the point of this video? She said, you know the definition, and we talked about that. Discrimination. And she brought up the braiding of hair. If a white woman wants to get a black cultural hairstyle, a African cultural hairstyle, and that African woman says, no, I don't want to do it, she is being racist because she is discriminating. See, when you make it black and white like that, obviously this black woman is being racist. You're really not going to do this white woman's hair in an Afrocentric way because she's white. So because she's not black, she can't get it. Meanwhile, all those black women are running around wearing European hair. So the black women can wear the white girl's hair. But when the white girl wants to wear the black girl's hair, oh my goodness, we can't do it. You're being racist. But see, again, this is the problem. You're talking to two different people. What do I mean? Let's look at the white woman. The white woman says the black woman is wearing white women hair. This isn't fair. This isn't right. But let's look at some history. Were black women not grown up to believe that their hair is ugly, their hair is short, they don't know how to take care of it? They used to put all type of chemical inside their hair, perms, to try to make it straight to look like the European girls. Inside stores, you only could get European white looking dolls because that's the standard of beauty. It was just years ago they started finally making black dolls, well, at least where you could buy them. They weren't accessible like that. It was always white dolls because that was the standard of beauty. So you program these black women and these black girls into believing their skin's not beautiful, their African features are not beautiful, their hair's not beautiful. If you want to be beautiful, you got to be light skinned, you got to have the straight hair. That is the true image of beauty. And then they adopt that because of self-hate. And then you try to flip it and say, well, if you can do it, why can't I do it? It's not the same thing. You see, white people, not all, but they have a history of stealing black people's culture. They're constantly stealing it and trying to flip it and make it their own. So if a black African woman says, I do not want to do your hair the way that my people do their hair because I don't want to participate in you trying to steal our culture like you stole everything else, I'm not okay with that. How does that make her a racist? That does not make her a racist. She has made a stance. She said, no, you guys have stolen enough from us. You guys constantly are taking from us. I don't want to be a part of this. How does that make her a racist? But if you listen to what the lady said I just played, and she just lays it out, then of course, yeah, it definitely sounds like she's being a racist. So let's look at a video real quick of what I'm talking about. What the history of white people constantly stealing from black people. This is a small example of that taking place. A very small example.
Years old, and a white singer stole her entire act, then sued when someone else profited from it. Chicago, 1920s. Baby Esther Jones. By age 6, she's performing at the Cotton Club during the Harlem Renaissance. Her signature? Scatting boo 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 and doo 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 in a baby voice. In 1928, white singer Helen Kane sees Esther's act at the Everglades Club. Weeks later, Kane debuts her own version, Boop Boop a Doop, and becomes a national sensation. 1930.
As usual.
Max Fleischer creates Betty Boop. 1932. Kane files a $250,000 lawsuit claiming they stole her style. The irony?
Interesting.
Fleischer's defense shows film of Esther performing, proving Kane had stolen from this black child first. Judge rules in Fleischer's favor. Kane walks away with nothing. But neither does Esther. Not a penny. Not even acknowledgement. The Chicago Defender called her the highest-paid child artist in the world, at 11, earning $750 a week in Europe, performing for royalty. By age 16, her career was over. Baby Esther Jones died in 1984. For 90 years, Betty Boop's origins were whitewashed. It's time we said her name.
So, how many of you guys knew that Betty Boop was black? Didn't know that, did you? A lot of you guys didn't know that, right? So, when you are talking to someone who understands that their language have been stolen from their religion have been stolen from them, their identity has been stolen from them, they were pulled away from their land, they were told they were ugly, they were told they were not the beauty of standard, right? And then anything they do and touch is taken away from them. And now they say, I don't want you doing this because I know how you guys move. How could you then say it's racist? This is the problem when looking at something black and white and not realizing there is gray in the middle. And if you do not know your history and you don't understand people's perspective and experiences, you sound ignorant, very, very ignorant.
One of the most tiring things about being black is watching black people act as if they can't be racist because they have redefined racism to exclude themselves. And this is something that's like new to the last 15 years or so. I'm 34. I grew up understanding that racism could happen to anyone because racism was just a discriminatory or prejudiced practice because of someone's skin color, because
Correct.
of their race. Today, we have people walking around yelling racial slurs and then saying after it, well, I can't be racist because I'm black. No, you're a fucking idiot. You're a racist idiot at that. You are allowing yourself to definitionally exclude yourself from the bigotry you claim you don't like because you don't systemically have power. Ironically, people who talk like this don't realize that redefining the word racism has given them power. The power to be openly fucking racist and have nobody say boo. Well, boo! Boo to you! You're racist! What this really exposes is that people who say racism is wrong a lot of times don't have any problem with racism as long as they're the ones that get to perpetrate it.
So he made a lot of good points, right? Again, I am not saying that we should be discriminating against people because of their race. I'm mixed. I have a white mother. I have a black father. I don't want to see either one of them treated bad just because of their color of their skin. They didn't ask to come in this world that way. This is how God made them. I wouldn't want that for them. I love them both dearly. So I wouldn't want that. But the idea that this man is saying that he's tired of being black. It's tiring being black because black people don't believe they can be racist because they have redefined the definition. But see, this is the point that I'm making. Words are constantly changed and redefined. Look at the word gay. Gay meant happy, and now it means same-sex relationships. The idea that he's trying to hold on to this is the definition, and if you try to move it, no. I gave you an example of the woman. If she says, I don't want to be a part of cultural appropriation. I don't want to be a part of you stealing my culture. So I'm not going to indulge in this. That doesn't make her racist, right? So because we don't understand that, all we're seeing is, well, she's a white woman. You don't want to do it because she's white. Therefore, you discriminated. You're making it black and white again. And another thing that he said that really stood out to me was when he talks about how black people think it's okay as long as it's not dealing with them. Now, he said in general, like, people are like this, but I believe he's talking about black people. Racism is fine as long as it's not them. As if black people are out here so racist to the white Americans that their life are just ruined, when we know it's a total opposite. Now, he mentioned it, but it's the truth. Black people are not in any power to inconvenience a white person's life. They're just not. They may say something to hurt their feelings. They may embarrass them, but they're not inconveniencing their life. They're not affecting their children. They're not affecting their education. They're not affecting their livelihood. None of these things are being affected. Black people are affecting white people. It's not happening. You may have individual cases, maybe, but it's not happening like that. So when I hear people like him talk and say things like this, it's extremely hurtful, because you know the history and you know that a lot of black people are hurt and a lot of black people are scared and a lot of black people are damaged. And this is really just a response to the hurt and to the damage. What you're seeing when you're hearing these things, or you're seeing these reactions from black people, it's not racism. It's a reaction to what has happened to them. It's a response, and it may not always be right. And sometimes it may be wrong, but when you hurt people for generations and continue to today, to this day, how do you expect the person to react?
If you define racism as the ability to wield power, institutional power, structurally over another race, then yeah, black people can't be racist. We're not institutionally empowered in the same way as white people. And I'm not talking about individual black. I'm not talking about Obama or Eric Holder or Loretta Lynch. I'm talking about institutionally the ability. White norms define our reality. When you go into the store and buy a flesh-colored Band-Aid and it's peach, that's reflective of the fact that white norms govern what we say the normal body looks like. That's why dolls and toys and models and TV hosts tend to look a certain way.
So you see, when you're asking him, can a black person be racist? Immediately, racism to him is education, livelihood, programming with the dolls, a beauty standard. That's what racism is to him. So when you're asking someone like that, can you be racist? In his mind, he's like, what are you talking about? How? We don't control that stuff. How is it even possible? How? And what we're doing is we're trying to downplay that and say, no, just look at the definition, and the definition says so, therefore you can, and move on. Technically, yes. Anybody can be racist, duh. But if you were to downplay people's experiences and act like this stuff is not destroying people, then you're wrong, because you just want to prove a point so bad that, yes, you can't be racist and we're being discriminated against too. So stop acting like that. You called me a crackerjack and that's not right. Meanwhile, we got some really serious things still happening within the black community today. But you upset about being called a name, or that you can't say a name, right?
Black people cannot be racist, because racism is a power structure, and you have to have power to be able to make somebody suffer because of the color of their skin, which black people can't. So, first of all, bitch, read.
You racist, bro?
I can't be racist. It's impossible for me to be racist. Because
some had to be said.
In order to be racist, you have to be like, hey man, ain't no way in the world me as a black man can go anywhere with some white motherfuckers be like, hey, get all these white motherfuckers up out of here, man. The niggas in the building.
Shut it down.
A real niggas in this motherfucker. I want all these crackers up out this bitch right the fuck now.
God damn it.
Right.
There you go. So you see, when you're talking to someone with these type of experiences and understanding, remember, they don't even look at dogs the same. They don't even look at getting pulled over the same. They don't even look at hearing a noise the same. And somehow you think you could just walk up to a black person. You could be racist, right? And you think you're going to get the same response. That's not how life works. It doesn't work that way.
I try to help people get a picture of what I mean by racism. So tell me how it is. The first category is white racism, then we'll deal with black racism. So white racism. Tell me the ways in which white racism adversely impacts the lives of black people. Just what are the ways that white racism can adversely impact the lives of black people as a group? What are some of those ways? I'm sorry? Power, but how is that defined specifically? Education, okay. I'm sorry? Economically, employment?
Yep.
What else? Housing? What else?
Yep.
Policing? Why are we here today? Healthcare? Okay. Now, we could actually kind of grow that list. Now we're going to move over to black racism. Tell me the ways in which black racism adversely impacts the lives of white people as an entire group. Thank you. The reason why you become silent, there's one that always comes up, and that's fear. White people are afraid of black people. They are afraid of us. And it's a very interesting thing because black people know it. We know white people are afraid, but you have to start getting into the psychology. What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid? But it's an interesting dynamic. Now, also you see the difference in what racism is, do you not? Racism implies you have not just prejudice, but the power to do something with that prejudice. Now, I don't like you, not only that, but I'm going to control whether you can get, I may say I hate you. I hate white people. I hate them. It's not going to change you getting that, loan when you go to the bank. I can hate you all the way to the bank. Not going to change.
You see, so it's not just, all they're looking at is the definition. Discrimination based on race. But what comes with that, right? We're just cutting it off right there. We're not looking at experiences. We're not looking at history. We're not looking at the effects of this thing. And that's the dangerous part. So if you really want to reach people, what is the point of this? What is the point of this? Can black people be racist? By me being biracial, black and white, my goal is to create an environment where we don't have to have this type of tension. But in order for this to happen, it's important that we see each other's perspective. But we're not going to see each other's perspective if we're so gung-ho on what you view things to be. No, this is what it is. If this is how you're going to be, you're not going to be able to move forward. No healing is going to take place. No change is going to take place. And this last video I'm going to show, and I'm going to let it ride out. When I tell you she hit it on the head, she broke this down so sweet. So I'm going to just let her just take over the floor.
Racism against white people doesn't exist. And it literally never has. The entire concept of race was created by white people. When you begin to study the historical facts, you understand that this entire system of racism is white supremacy. It only goes in one direction. There's never been racism against white people. White Europeans created this idea of black as a way to dehumanize Africans, to subjugate them, to degrade them. Black meant less than human. It meant inferior. And then after they had that idea of black, they came up with this idea that they were, by contrast, white, which meant superior, more moral. That's what those words meant. That is why they were created, was so that white people could justify the entire system of slavery of Africans, so that they could have a justification for why the children of African slaves would also be slaves, why they would be born into slavery. It was because they dehumanized them with this concept of race. That's what racism is. It's always been that. It has always been white supremacy. And the thing is that our society, our government, never made things right, never leveled the playing field. So it's really never changed. Our society continued to produce racial inequality. It's what we've always done. The status quo of our society is white supremacy. It is racism, which is systemic. Systemic racism is racism. That's why there is no racism against white people. The idea is just utterly absurd. And what white people need to understand is that if there are people of color who are frustrated with white people, who are resentful and maybe distrusting of white people's motives, skeptical of white people, there's a reason for that.
Exactly.
The reason is racism. The reason is white supremacy. Those people of color are merely reacting to racism. They're reacting to their entire lifetime's worth of experiences of enduring racism, racial oppression, as well as the lifetimes of their parents, their grandparents, their entire family. We cannot think that someone being mean to us as a white person, someone, being distrusting of us or having an attitude with us or making a statement about white people, we can't pretend as though that's the same thing as what people of color deal with, because it's just not.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's conversation. The point of this was not to attack one group or the other. The point of it was to hopefully enlighten you to see a different perspective, and then hopefully we can make a difference each and every day in this world.